Hi, this is Christina Perella from Christina Cooks, and Still Crazy After All These Beers starts now.
Hey everyone, welcome to this week's edition of Still Crazy After All These Beers. I'm Gary Monterosa with Marvin Simpson from Boulder. What a great company.
What's up, Gary? How are you?
Man, I'm doing great, especially when I have some of these Boulder beers.
I tell you, man.
What do I have right here? This is called?
That's Hazed and Infused.
Now, Hazed and Infused. I'm starting to think of Led Zepp here, man. What's that all about?
A little bit of Led Zepp, sure. It's a dry hopped amber ale. Pretty much, a little background on the beer. Aaron Hickman, one of our brewers back at the brewery in Boulder, this was his home brew recipe. So about 7 years ago, he came to the brewery and said, hey, why don't we do a pilot batch of this? About 4 kegs or so. Literally, Gary, I'm not BSing at all. 11 months later, this was our #1 brand. It took off like that from a home brew recipe.
That is amazing. And you know, you're in a state where people really know their beer.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
Colorado.
Big time.
People
Big time.
know their beer. And of course, there's one brand that they usually think of. That's Boulder, of course. Right, exactly.
Of course.
But, I mean, your clients know beer.
Yes. Our brewery, actually, brewery's been around since '79. I don't know if you knew
the
that.
first in the state, right?
First in the state, and we're actually the oldest operating brewery post-Prohibition. There was a lot of breweries after Prohibition, but they've either been absolved, merged with someone, or heaven forbid they went under. But we've been around since '79.
And
alive and kicking.
you've seen valleys and peaks. I mean, the 80s and the 90s were pretty hot for a while, then things kind of slowed down. Now we're in a price crisis because the cost of grain is just outrageous. How you guys holding up with that?
Doing very well. We're actually up 23% from previous year. I believe craft beer has taken a turn. They've taken a turn kind of similar to how people shop for wine. People don't care about price now. They go in looking for a specific category, IPA for example, and they find a beer that they want to get, and they go, okay, wait a minute, I want to spend $9, $10, $15 for a 6-pack. The line prices are out the window. People shop for quality, and they're going to pay for quality.
And as we get into next year, 2009, from what I understand, prices are still going to remain kind of escalated, huh?
Yeah, but you know what? Like I said, people are going to spend what they want on a quality, a very, very good beer.
I know I will. Price is a secondary matter. I'm going to drink something I like.
You like and you're going to find something that's going to be worth that dollar you're spending on, right?
No, I'm getting a really good hop aroma. What am I picking up on?
You're picking up Crystal and Centennial hops.
Okay.
Dry hopping essentially is putting hops back into the fermentation tank. We use 300 pounds of Crystal and Centennial hops in every 200-barrel batch.
What's the difference for our people who may not know between a bittering hop and an aroma hop?
It depends on the alpha acids. The lower the alpha acid, obviously you want to use that for possibly your dry hopping. The higher the alpha acid, the higher the bitterness. So you definitely want to use that in your boil to bring out the oils in it, the oils and the hops, to get it more bitter.
All right, and let's see what you're holding here. What's this one?
This is Mojo.
Mr. Mojo Rising?
Well, I'm glad you segued into that. Mojo Rising. This is Mojo. This is our 6.8% alcohol IPA. We also have a Mojo Rising double IPA, which I know you're a fan of.
Absolutely.
We do that in February. Run it a couple of batches, in and out, very limited beer. Kind of came around about 4 years ago, a place called the Public House. Are you familiar with it in Brookline?
Absolutely.
Probably one of the best beer bars in the country.
Without a doubt.
These guys do a hophead throwdown every summer for multiple sclerosis. It's a great charity event. All the proceeds goes to it. The owner of the place, David, is a very good friend of mine. His mom has MS. So he decided to do this fundraiser and have all these hopped up beers. First year we had Mojo. Second year, third year, and this year we have to come up with something bigger. So David said, why don't you make a Mojo Rising? So we did. And it was a one-off batch for that bar, for that event. And the word got out, kind of similar to Hazed. And it took off. It just took off. People loved it. They were calling the brewery. The word got out. It was just like a grass fire. And now people
just never know. I mean, how
you don't know.
like
No, you
that.
don't.
It's really amazing.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
It absolutely is amazing. And you know what? And it was great for a great cause. And now we got a great beer to kind of go with the great
Well, the company's putting out phenomenal beers. There are also some seasonals occasionally, right?
Yep. We have Sweaty Betty.
That's a summer seasonal.
We have Never Summer, which is our winter seasonal. Then we have a bunch of different limited batches. We have a British-style ale called Cold Hop, an Obovoid, which is our empirical stout. Yes, I said empirical stout.
Okay.
Guys need to look up the term. Empirical is a real word. Killer Penguin.
What is Killer Penguin?
Our barley wine.
Oh, what's the ABV on that one?
It's 11%.
Wow.
We only do 50 barrels for the entire country.
Oh, my goodness.
50 barrels. Essentially about 600
So
cases.
it's got to be a very special account then.
Very, very special account. Very special states, which we're in 30 of.
Okay. Yeah, that was my next question. 30 states.
30 states.
Throughout the U.S., but not necessarily every state, obviously.
From Boston to San Diego to Seattle, down to Miami. Yeah, we don't get, like, Mississippi has a weird law now. Alabama still has the weird ABV law. Certain states, just the laws don't coincide with what we're doing. Hopefully they'll come around. But yeah, I mean, you can go to our website, boulderbeer.com, and find the states that they're in.
I think it's always strange to know that there are certain states that it's illegal to drink certain beers.
Isn't it?
It's a weird thing to
Vermont's got one, I think.
Yeah.
6% alcohol is a cap on it.
So there's beers that legally people haven't tried. What's that, like the old bootleg situation going back, right?
It is. It very much is.
Probably get guys getting together on the corner saying, hey, I got my stash back in the trunk. Take some home.
Kind of like the old days of going across the Mississippi with that other Colorado beer.
I forget what that's called, though. Oh, well, you know what? Let's just enjoy some Boulder beer. Marv, thanks for joining us here today.
Thanks, Gary.
And we will see you next week on Still Crazy After All These Beers. And we are, aren't we?
I am.
Crazy after Boulder beer.
Yes, I am. And you are too.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.